welcome to my video review of the Libratone Q-Adapt on-ear headphones. It's just gonna be a quick little review really, and yeah, let's get started. Let's start from the outside. The looks and the build quality. And well, as you can see, these are plastic, but it feels really good. It's kind of a hard and like it's not flexing anything, it's not creaking. There's a little Libratone logo there. Sorry about the bad lighting. Just gonna do a real quick review was my thought, as I didn't put any time and effort into the lighting. You have this logo here, which lights up when you turn these headphones on. There we go. Quite a cool little detail. And then these headband thingies here are steel. At least looks and feels like steel. Yeah, and they can sort of not tilt, but you can turn the headphones like this to keep them on your neck. And they do adjust. Oops. They do adjust. Let's see. Just slightly in this direction, you know, so they will adapt to your ears. Some headphones only flex like this sideways, but not this through this axis, so to speak. But these do, not very much, but they do. So I didn't find that a problem. They were comfortable to wear. And so moving on, the headband itself is like a fabric textile thingy with some dampening on the inside. Not very much. It's quite stiff, but it works because these are very lightweight. They weigh 200 grams. So that's not very much. They feel sturdy. They look fine. A bit small, but yeah, they're fine. Yeah, they feel good. So moving on to the functions, you have the power button on the. Let's see, it's gonna be on the left side. This is there's an L right here and an R, so you can see where your the orientation is. And the logo, the Libratone logo, is on the left ear cup. The right ear cup has the bird, which control all the touch controls are here as well. I'm gonna come to that soon. So yeah, as I was saying, the functions here are you can turn them on the left ear cup. Here's a little power button which is recessed into the case here. So you have to hold it down to turn them on. And there's nothing else on the left ear cup. So on the right ear cup you have one button here for the City Mix active noise cancellation. So you can choose which strength noise cancellation you want. Basically there are 4 levels. The first level is like a pass-through, or actually, well, you can put your palm like this over the ear cup, and it will activate the hush function, which lets all the noise from the outside through the headphones. It's actually using the pickups, the microphones, to pick up the sound and deliver them to your ear, so you can sort of hear what's going on the outside. And it turns off the noise cancellation, of course. So this is a quick function to just hear what somebody is saying to you while traveling or something. You can just put your hand over it like this, and then if you do it again, you will turn the function off and, well, basically go back to whatever setting you had before. And then you can push this button several times and toggle through the City Mix active noise cancellation levels. On the maximum level, you remove like 90% of the outside noise, and it does actually work pretty well. It does work exceptionally well when traveling, like you're on a bus or on a train and there's a monotone sort of background noise, but it doesn't block out voices very well. And that's the case with many active noise cancellation headphones. I haven't tried the best ones, like I don't know, Bose and the Sony MDR 1000 thingies, so I can't compare to them, but they do the job very well. So of course the active noise cancellation does affect the sound though, and you will hear quite a difference between having it turned off and turned on. Depending on what you like, it can be a hit or miss. but it does affect the sound quite a lot, like equalizer-wise. The mids kind of disappear when you activate the noise cancellation on the maximum setting. That's my opinion. Well, it actually does that, but my opinion is that it can be a problem, and it is sort of a problem for me. It becomes a little bit too much of a, like a V-shaped equalizer curve where the mids sort of aren't very prominent. And I like headphones that can deliver the mids quite honestly. So, yeah. Anyway, the sound quality, or actually I was going through the functions first. So you have your mini headphone jack right there on this side of the air cup as well, and the micro USB charging port. And then you have the bird logo here with the touch controls. So you can push like 2 fingers to play pause, and you can turn dial or on the outside like this to turn the volume up and down. You actually have LED lights going all the way around to indicate the volume. I don't know if it's visible right now, but yeah, you can see it. And that works pretty well. It works consistently, but I did find that it's quite hard to adjust the sound. Like if you just want to go a little bit down in volume, it's kind of hard. It doesn't react immediately. You have to turn it for a while, and you don't know exactly how much you need to turn it. So it's not, that experience itself is not very consistent, but all in all, it does work. Like when you intend to lower or raise the volume, it will do so while you turn it like this. And the same thing applies for the play pause. It's quite of a hit or miss scenario. You have to like really press down with your fingers and kind of hold them down for half a second to make sure the play pause action registers. And the only thing that worked like 100% of the time was the hush function, where you put your hand over the entire cup. So that's about it function-wise. You don't need to mess around with anything else to operate with these headphones. The pairing was very easy. The app, which is on the Play Store, was easy to configure, and from the app you can sort of do some more customization. You can update the firmware of these, and you can select different equalizer settings. Not very much. You can only select between extra bass or extra treble. I would like to see some sort of like a parametric equalizer where you can actually adjust everything at the same time, like the bass, mids, and the highs, the treble. Yeah, that would have actually made these headphones really good sound-wise, I believe, because, well, here's the next part then, the sound quality. Comparing these to my AKG Y50 Bluetooth version, the AKG sound is very much more balanced, I'd say, but still they have an emphasis on bass, which is quite awesome. They sound. I really like the sound of the AKG Y50 BT. But these, compared to them, they don't have the extended low range, so you're not gonna get that thumping bass. But the bass is there. They're not thin by any means, but they still feel like thin in the sound experience, and that's because they actually have quite a lot of high mids, like around 2 kilohertz in that region. They have like a bump up, so they are quite what do you call it, like amplifying that frequency range, which makes everything sound a little bit harsh. And I don't know, some type of music like in rock and metal, it's not a very good quality. It's not a good thing that these headphones have that sort of bump in that frequency range, because the distorted guitars and screams and cymbals from the drums, they sound like they kind of hurt your ears. You know, you can't turn the volume up because you want to hear the bass, because while you're turning it up, the high mids become quite unbearable. That's my opinion. Everybody's not as sensitive to the high mids, possibly, so it might not be a problem for you. But yeah, otherwise they're quite good sounding. They're quite natural. I'd say the bass is probably pretty natural because they don't seem to emphasize the bass like the AKG ones do. But the AKG is more balanced otherwise in the spectrum. I'm not saying they are perfectly balanced, because no such headphones exist, pretty much. And that's not what you're after anyway. You want a good pair of headphones with a good sound, and like most often a flat sound isn't the best sound, so it's okay to emphasize some frequencies and like remove some others, but these emphasize the high mids too much. Okay, so having that said, I'd like to say a little bit more about the noise cancellation. And the first level of noise cancellation is not very noticeable. The second level is noticeable, and it doesn't change the sound too much. So level 1 and 2 doesn't change the sound too much. But once you go to level 3, and I believe you remove about 60% of the outside noise at level 3, you start noticing the mids kind of disappearing. But yeah, it's the lower mids that are disappearing. The high mids are still there, which is my problem with these headphones. And on level 4, you have like the most V-shaped equalizer with a bump in the high mids, you know. So and that sound is quite like, I don't know, it works, but yeah, it's too harsh for me. But the noise cancellation does work pretty well, and I couldn't notice anything from the bus engine or the train engine while I was traveling with these on. And yeah, they do a good job. I bought these at a lowered price actually. So for that price, which roughly equates to $150 US dollars, they were lowered from like $250 here in Sweden. So that's quite good. But I'm still gonna go back to my AKG headphones as my daily drivers for now. They don't have the noise cancellation, but that's okay. They sound so good and are so comfortable, so that's okay. And these are, speaking of comfort, they are quite cushiony and nice feeling, but they're kind of small, so they do press a bit on your ears, and they sort of clamp down a bit harder than the AKG ones that I have. But they, on the other side, they really stay on your head, so you can move around quite a bit, and they weigh so little, and so it doesn't get really uncomfortable. I had them on for about 45 minutes in a row, like without taking them off, and I didn't notice anything about them, like it didn't get any warmer, or like I didn't start sweating, or yeah, it didn't hurt, anything like that. So good comfort there. Okay, I don't know if I have really missed something crucial. At least an honest review from me, just a little quick one. So have a good day.